afternoon, everyone. It's great to be back here at Area 58 TV after a few months off. I know things have been, a little rough lately, but topic time continues unabated, and again, it's lovely to be back, and we're going to just push forward like never before. Got a great show for you tonight on the return of topic time to Area 58 TV, and as usual, we got to read these awesome underwriters, and we'll get right to the guests. So we don't have a lot tonight, but they're all great, so we read them off. Here we go. We got Tom Auto in Middleborough. We got Barnacle Monuments in Middleborough. We got Main Ingredient, Just Good Food in Middleborough. We got Pembroke Radiator in Pembroke. We got the Cornerstone Barbershop in Pembroke. We got Genuine's Inspection in Middleborough. We got New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We got Good Old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58. We got Crazy Axes in Hanover, Recreation Center. We got South Shore Trains and more in Pembroke. We got DNS Auto Works in Abington. And we got the Gunrunner LLC in Middleborough. Fully supportive of your Second Amendment rights. I want to thank you guys very much. And now on that note, I'll introduce this young man here. This is Connor Holden. He's an actor. We just discussed some of the projects he's worked on. Perhaps you guys remember a few years ago, I did a great topic time interview. This is hard to believe, it's been 7 years this summer with Laurie Grenier, who was a wonderful makeup artist.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Great lady from the biggest little state in the Union, Rhode Island. Well, she recommended you, so thank you, Laurie. Again,
thank you, Laurie.
Plenty of kudos to you. But first of all, now after that, Connor, I want to just thank you for coming in and being on my show tonight and being on time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is great.
And you seem very enthusiastic and you know, very talented young man. Okay. All right. Well, like what I do with all my guests is I try to find out what what they were like as kids growing up. You don't look too old. I'm guessing you're probably in your late 20s, if that.
How old do you think I am? We'll take turns. I'll guess your age. You guess mine.
Well, you already told you my age, didn't I?
You say 60s?
Well, I'm old. Yeah, 61 and a half.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
25.
it's too late for you. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm guessing 26.
25. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I think you're 20s.
You were there.
That's good. Yeah, you got the youth, you got the drive. I can see that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, tell me about yourself. Where'd you grow up? In Rhode Island?
Rhode Island.
Biggest little state in the Union?
Been here the whole time. I've been I lived in Coventry pretty much my whole life.
Providence?
No, not Providence. Coventry's more like near Warwick, which is near West Warwick.
Well, I know where it is.
Yeah.
It's a great state. I took many trips to Rhode Island long before you came along.
Yeah,
I love the state. It's the ocean state. It's also great for walking on, on the beach and all that stuff. And I've done several shows down there too. All right, so you're a young man. You're into acting. Now you told me you had some projects. You had a project you just completed, and about halfway through the show, we're going to look at a couple of clips that you did. One of them, I guess, is a video that you made a bunch of years ago.
Yeah, one of them is kind of where I started, where I was just kind of making goofy videos, and the other clip is a clip from the film I just worked on.
All right, well, tell me a little about the first one when you were making goofy videos, and I'm sure it's going to be good goofy. So how long ago was that, and what prompted you to do this?
So this was 2011.
Okay, so 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I know, crazy, right?
Where does time go?
I know
it was 10 years ago, and I was doing it for, honestly, just my own fun.
Okay.
Never did acting in school ever. I was not part of the drama club or anything. I just did it at home. So what I was like...
but this was while you were in school, because you're saying if you're 25 now, then 10 years ago you were still in high school.
I was in high school. Yeah, I was a freshman, and there was no video classes really yet.
Okay.
So I just kind of did things at home and just kind of taught myself. Started making kind of videos and acting at home at 11, but started uploading them more around 2011. Yeah.
Okay, what did you get? Someone give you a camcorder, and you just decided to give it a whirlsy and see what you could do with it?
Absolutely. Yeah, my mom had the camera in the house. I always wanted to.
Oh, it was her camera.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. She probably was glad that because of you, it didn't have to gather dust anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to look at that clip about halfway through the show.
Sounds good.
But all right. Well, tell me about now. You didn't really do anything in acting in school. Would you go to Coventry High School?
I went to Coventry High School. Yeah, and I graduated in 2014, and I ended up going to community college for CCRI in Warwick.
Okay.
I only went for about. Supposed to go there for 2 years. I ended up only going for like a month and a half, and it was well, I mean, fully I went a month and a half. I think the actual semester itself was maybe like just 6 months, but I ended up leaving there, and I just kind of went out and did it,
Okay. Well, what prompted? Was there an event in your life that prompted you? It was just kind of evolved that made you decide to actually do some acting, and also, and if there is, tell me what it was, and then tell me what your very first gig was. In addition to the video, where you actually did some acting, where someone else took video.
Yeah, kind of. I did. I wasn't like music videos and like student films and short films, things like that. I did like try to make my own stuff, and I think what really turned it for me was like, see, as a little kid, I didn't know you could be inside the TV. Like, I originally wanted to be a cop, but
Okay.
when I found out, like, you
You'd
know,
always be one in a film.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to be like in the TV, but didn't know you could. Then I thought those were real people you see, you know. So,
Okay.
but I did want to always be an actor. So when I graduated and I
From high school?
yeah, from high school, yeah.
Yeah.
And so in 2014, when I turned 18, I basically that right there, I just gotten, I guess, better like socially. I had a lot of anxiety, so I never performed. I never did acting.
Oh, interesting.
Publicly.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Well, I have autism,
great.
so I mean, look how many years it took me to get where I'm at now,
Really?
and plenty of
Yeah.
anxiety. But I sweep it under the rug every show,
No,
even though there's no rug. Well, even though we're on top of the rug, actually.
it's a nice
Okay.
rug.
Yeah, it's a great rug. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to get too. We don't want to get too rug out with this with the rug deal. But okay, I understand what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
So that's commendable that you actually were able to, in spite of your anxiety, just say, and so what? The anxiety, I got it, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna try to make my life work anyway, and do something really awesome. And
Absolutely.
you did.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I just kind of wanted to go for it as soon as I was able to drive, which I didn't get my license till 18, which was
Okay.
another,
Just
part
curious
of the anxiety.
why?
I mean, just because of the anxiety, really. I
Really?
never went to go learn. Yep.
Okay.
As soon as everything came into place, and from 18, I felt great, and everything's been great. So
Okay.
I'd say at that moment was when I wanted to just go and do it, and it was from watching films all the time and
Cool.
all that.
Do you have any particular actors that you're really fond of, like that you idolize?
Oh yeah, Edward Norton was a big one for
Okay.
me, and Aaron Paul and Edward Furlong.
Okay.
And, especially they started at a very young age, and they that got me in my top 5
Oh,
probably.
great. Okay. So now, but when you transferred to college, to community college in Warwick, did you do anything with acting there, film wise, or whatever?
Oh yeah,
else?
actually
Okay.
yeah. No, I almost forgot to say I went to college for theater because I was being extra here and there around that time.
Okay.
But I never had been in a real film yet. So I did theater. I did some musicals, and I did I did theater in Woonsocket. I did it in Providence, and
Cool.
I did that for about 2 years. Yeah.
So this was live stage stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. And now, but where did you do it on the scholastic level, or did you just actually take theater courses outside of school?
Yeah, a little bit. I did things at the GAM in Providence for a bit, like
The which
improv.
Providence? What's it called?
Pig. It's like an improv guild.
Oh, okay. Did you like stand up comedy?
I did do stand up for a
Cool.
bit too, yeah. In Brockton, actually, I did do stand up. I couldn't,
Cool.
couldn't
You
tell
remember
the
where
name-
in Brockton?
I
I live
couldn't
in
tell you the
Brockton.
name of the place. It was like an open mic night, but I did do stand up.
Would
for
it have been
a
in
bit.
Maui by any chance? Chinese restaurant on South Main Street? Because that's where they had a lot of. They still have open mic
It
nights.
definitely had a theme to it. It's gonna.
You don't remember? That's okay if you don't remember.
Yeah,
That's
about
great.
3 years
though.
ago now, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, now, all right. Let's talk a little. Let's break that down a little bit. Stand-up comedy. You've done that. So,
Yeah.
when you do your material, is it based on your own life? Or
A little bit. It's
Okay.
mostly just dark.
Do you ever make fun of your own anxiety?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, cool,
Yeah,
okay.
it's I did it for a while. I got to I actually was in a contest at Mohegan Sun where I got to do a whole set.
Okay,
and
great.
I lost. It wasn't great, but it was something I wanted to give a try at
Well,
least to see.
No, but I mean, so you lost. Big deal.
Yeah,
Look,
right.
look at all the people. The more people that lose at American Idol become big stars than the ones that win.
Yeah, absolutely,
I mean, so
yeah.
don't worry about that. And plus, you're still young yet.
Absolutely.
All
Oh
right.
yeah, and the comedy just kind of went through the acting too. So I did want to try just like stand up. Do you ever do stand up?
I don't. But if you're familiar with Sarah Silverman,
Of course.
she's my cousin.
You know what? I think I was in the same audition room as you before. I think we did meet before, unless she has another cousin in Boston. Did we meet once before?
It's possible.
I think
What
so.
did we audition for?
I think it might have been Vault. Actually, that I did meet
Did you say
at-
not Vault?
not Vault? Was it the
Well,
It might have been something.
well, audition. Let's see. Was it for an indie film or was it for a big film?
It might have been a bigger one. You know what? I think we were. Were you on Paragods?
Yes.
I was
Not
on
only was I on
Paragods.
Paragods, I did an interview, but that was in Maine though. I mean, sorry, New Hampshire.
Was it? Yeah.
But I did an on-set interview in Paragods on May 31st, 2014. So it's like 7 years ago.
So Sarah Silverman's your cousin.
She is.
That's my sister. Shannon's favorite show was the Sarah Silverman program, and
Yeah.
that's what we watched all
That's
the
been
time.
going. I know. Well, you know what it is. I think that was on for 4 years on Comedy Central. Then the material gets stale.
Yeah, I felt bad. I didn't have the longest run I wanted it to, but she's great.
Well, she is, yeah. I mean, and she knows about topic time. We had backstage passes at the Wilbur Theater 4 years ago on April 28th of 2017, and I told her about Topic Time, and I said, if you're ever in Boston, do this. She goes, oh, Topic Time. And when hearing those names, hearing the name of my show roll off her lips was pretty exciting, obviously.
Yeah.
And but you know, so yeah, she's so we all have showbiz in the family, and I've done some acting too. I've been in some films, and going back to 1997 when I was in Amistad, that was my first film, and Spielberg fired me on the set.
And why did he fire you?
He fired me because it was a faux pas that it was his fault. We were doing a dated scene from 1839. And I was playing a member of the House of Representatives at that time, and Anthony Hopkins was playing Senator John Quincy Adams, and he was dozing off, and Spielberg said, inquire as to his well-being, and I said, is he okay? And they said, they didn't say it like that in 1839. He gave me a hard time, and he threw me. But then 11 years later, I was in Shutter Island with Scorsese.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that you were in that.
Right.
That's another favorite of mine.
It was awesome. I worked with Scorsese. He was great. He was great to talk to, and it was a mental patient, a role I was born to play, and it was perfect. And,
that's fantastic.
But nothing beats Topic Time. That's my baby.
Yeah, I did see clips of this before. I just didn't know who. I didn't know. It did kind of came back, and I was like, oh, I was familiar with this because I think you did interview a friend of mine, Ken Holmes.
I did.
At one point, yeah. It's been
Ken
a long
Holmes
time.
was a great interview.
Yeah,
and look what he's
great.
done so far since the interview.
Yeah. I think he moved to New York.
He came all the way from Vermont. No, he came from upstate New York to do the interview.
No, did he?
And he was
Nice.
engaged to a girl from Malta for a while.
Oh,
And
yeah?
Did you know that?
Yeah, no, that's been a long time. I only got him on Facebook.
Oh, I see. You're only Facebook friends with him. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
only Facebook
Yeah,
friends.
Holmes is great. Okay, all right. But let's get back on you now. So,
Absolutely.
So let's talk about your projects now. What what film projects have you done?
So I did. I have a few supporting roles in some films that did make it to Amazon Prime, like Gutterbug, which was filmed in Boston.
Okay, where'd you play? Tell me about your role specifically.
Okay, and now
don't give too much away if you.
Yeah, this doesn't spoil nothing. That
Okay,
one
that's
was
fine.
Yeah, that one was just a character who was friends with the main character who was homeless, and they run into each other present day. One's homeless, I'm just the friend who's not, and it's an awkward situation. But the film did pretty well, and it went to LA, went to Dances with Films,
Wow.
and it was really, really well done.
Did you have a speaking role?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Cool.
I played Kyle Linzer. It was a great time.
Okay, that's awesome. Someone helping a homeless person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you seem like somebody who would help a homeless person.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, yeah, the movie's very good. And that's on Amazon Prime.
Do you know the people behind the scenes and who produced it?
I did get to meet them through it. Yeah, we got Chris Tobin.
Okay,
and,
I know the name.
Yeah, and Andrew Yackel was a star.
Okay.
And it was a lot of great people. I also was on Investigation Discovery 2 different times.
Was that on TV?
Yeah.
Was that on TV? The Discovery Channel?
Yeah, on ID, Investigation Discovery.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What did you do in that?
First time I was a boyfriend who was
Oh yeah, did you have a hot female co-star?
just one female co-star, and it's pretty much a murder mystery kind of show. And then another one, I was a cop. And, with
so you already got to
PTSD.
play a cop.
Yeah, I got to play the cop finally.
Well, it's better to actually play a cop than to be one, because it's not as risky.
Yeah, it's nice being in the front of the car too instead of the back. That was a nice change. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So these are 2 of your projects. Now, how long ago did you do these projects? Not too long ago. Since 2014, obviously.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
One of them was 2017.
Okay.
One was this past year, actually, right before COVID happened.
Yes. Okay. So it was early 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Boy, okay, that really put a damper. But here we are back and doing it, continuing.
I'm seeing a light. I'm seeing a light.
Oh, I'm seeing a light too. We're vaccinated. I'm clean.
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
I feel great.
Yeah, my appendix burst a few months ago, but that was, wasn't COVID.
Oh, wow, that wasn't COVID, but wow, that must have hurt like hell.
Yeah, I hurt. But, yeah,
Jeez.
I'm looking forward to things coming back to.
Well, did you have to get them ripped out? My
Oh
father
yeah,
had that too.
they took it out. It's gone. Yeah.
Woo.
Turns out you don't need it.
I know you don't need them.
Especially
Okay,
for
well, I'm glad
acting.
I had a kidney stone once, so I know how painful that can be. It's very similar.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And my father had an appendicitis attack. He's doing okay. He's turning 86 tomorrow.
Oh, good. So I'll go to 86
Yeah.
at least, right?
And guess what? We're 15 minutes through the show, and right now we're going to look at a couple of your clips. So
Let's do it.
Without further ado, we're going to look at Connor Holden's clips, and we'll be right back.
We gonna shut him down. Y'all thought we killed him with the last one? Remix. Give me that loud. Shake, now drop what your mama said. Shake, now DJ Land. Oh boy, I wanna see you move and shake.
That's what you all want us to think. Oh, what's in that trash can? What's in that trash can? It's not good. Yeah.
Oh, Paul, what are you doing? What are you
There's
doing?
this-
Stop
What the
it.
fuck are you looking at?
God. What did you just
It's
say?
it's a spy.
What did you just say?
Another one of
you
the
can't swear in
spies.
front of people, you hear me?
What are you guys talking about? You tell him, stop spying on me.
Okay, I don't care what you're saying. Do not swear in front of your brother,
Oh,
you hear me?
God.
You don't flip people off.
Yeah,
You
I
hear
can
me?
fucking can.
What did
yeah.
you just say?
I said I can do that if I fucking want. 'Cause he's a
Do
fucking.
not swear in front of your brother. You
Oh,
hear me?
come on.
Right,
Well, you know what? You don't
stop
have to tell me
it.
what to do because you're not my mom.
Okay,
And
fine. But you gotta respect me a little more. You hear me?
Oh, those are great. Tell me about them. So that was your first thing, your first little clip that you made with your mother's camcorder, and then your your latest film appearance, correct?
yeah, so that is from Wooden Heart, which is directed by Thomas Shade, and
Okay.
he's a filmmaker from Phoenix, Arizona.
Cool.
It stars right now, as far as I know it's me, Charlotte Bjornbach, Craig Hensley, and this drummer from a band called the Twits. This
Okay.
11-year-old drummer named Recker
11?
Eanes. He's 11.
Cool.
Recker Eanes, and he's a drummer from Arizona, and he's fantastic. And this was his first film acting in it, and that's essentially what's about is it's about these two brothers, and they are in their like 30s, 40s, and the oldest brother of them has a mental health issue.
Okay.
And it is flashbacks throughout the whole movie where it shows them growing up in the 90s during like the music punk scene and
Yep.
how they got along and when his symptoms kind of started to show. So I play the brother with the problem during about 1997, around there.
Interesting. Okay, so in a way, your anxiety kind of gave you the impetus for the role too.
A little bit. I think that it could, some of my life experiences helped a little bit. I could tell from the script this was a story very personal to the director, and
Okay.
but we did kind of relate on that level of dealing with mental health in our families and ourselves at such a young age. And the title of the movie, Wooden Heart, is based on a song that is by a band called Listener. That
Okay.
in the movie our characters try to perform by the end of the film. So it's
Cool.
and it has a lot of things that have to do with mental health and just as we grow with our families and things like that, and the things we find we put up with, and some things that we kind of learn to accept. And it was a really great film to be a part of. It was something I auditioned for before COVID,
Okay.
and then didn't know I got it. Year and a half goes by, and Thomas had called me up and. He said, "Do you want to do this?" And I was like,
Wow.
"Yeah, absolutely." So
So that must have been this year then, right?
it was just about a month and a half ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is a guy from Arizona.
Yeah.
So what did he come to New England to look for as a backdrop for his film? Is that what it was?
Actually, no. I did a video audition. I sent it out to him
Oh, cool.
in December of 2019, and he saw it. And the
all the way
movie
from
got
Arizona,
shelved.
all the way to Arizona, and that's where we
Yeah.
found you. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
no, yeah, that's the thing.
that's incredible. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So where was the film shot?
in Arizona.
So you went out
yeah.
to Arizona?
Yeah, and it was beautiful.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Did he fly you out there?
Yeah, it was
Did he
great.
really?
He was a generous
Oh, man.
He was nothing but generous. He was
Yeah,
great.
I guess so.
And he did have a film come out before called American Dreams, which
Okay.
is on Amazon Prime, and this is his second film, and he was a great person to work with.
All I can say is I'm glad you came back here to do my show.
No, absolutely.
Before I mean, but I always say everything happens for a reason. I say it just about every show.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now I got to know, why did you come back here?
Well, I did come back because I currently am just still living in my hometown.
Okay.
Especially with COVID, I didn't want to leave.
Yeah,
home
true. Yeah,
For now, but
okay.
I am staying here for now because I do have a movie I'm going to be shooting in August.
You'll talk about that.
Yeah, so this is going to be this is kind of something I have always wanted to do. So it's more of a satire. It's a comedy horror movie. So it's called Horny Teenagers Must Die, which is a
Whoa.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sounds
Can I
great.
be in
right? I am going to be in it.
I know.
It's,
Can I be in it? No, I'm
Absolutely.
just kidding. I don't know.
you can play.
I'll come. Well,
You can
maybe
play
I'll-
21. You can play 21. Okay.
21.
You could play 21.
I'm not. I'm 61.
Absolutely.
You're talking about is that a character in the film?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just.
All right,
so
I'm
it's just
kidding. All right, I'm
about-
kidding. I don't need to be there.
That's their
I just
loss.
like the title. It sounded pretty.
Yeah, it's an over-the-top
I don't want to go too far,
homage.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's an
Okay.
over-top homage to slasher films and
Okay.
horror
Well, I mean, do you
movies.
have a lot of young people in the attractive girls in the films?
I actually don't know who's in it completely yet, so that's gonna come.
who's producing it? You know?
Right now, his name is David Zargorsky.
Okay, I
and
know the name.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
a director from Massachusetts, I believe.
Yep,
and,
I think he is.
Yeah,
I may be Facebook friends with him. I'm not,
You might be,
I think I
actually.
might be. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I know the
yeah.
name. The name is very familiar.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's very passionate about horror and all slasher films. So this is like a really big passion project of his. He had made a shorter film of it
Okay.
way back in 2007 for fun, and this is kind of like his chance. He has had scripts made before, but
Okay.
this is his first time directing. So
Well, all right. When are you going to be on set for this?
this is going to be actually late July, early
Oh, yeah,
August.
summer, okay.
Yeah,
It sounds to me like there may be some good outdoor scenes for this.
Yeah.
I bet there are on the beach.
it's gonna be taking place at a cabin in the woods. Actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, well, do you know, is it going to be in Rhode Island or
Massachusetts. I
Probably
believe,
west of here, like near the Berkshires, maybe? Or
I think near
some in a
Chester.
quiet spot, that's it, with a lot of, with water and...
They can't hear the screams. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Okay, right, exactly. They can't hear the screams.
It's gonna be a bloodbath, but I'm looking forward to it.
I'm sure you are. Okay. So tell me something, in terms of, have you ever written anything yourself?
Actually,
Potential film scripts?
Yeah, I did. When I was 17, for my senior project in high school, I made my own film
Okay.
for
So you really
about
did
me.
you did do a project in high school with a film?
I did make my own movie about me. It was called The Connor Holden Story, and I wore a wig.
Okay.
Just like I did in the clip where you saw me, that was my real hair. But
Okay.
I did have long hair, and I made a story kind of reenacting how I wanted to get into what I was getting into.
Okay.
So yeah, I did, but that was more of a. I mean, that's how I wrote at 17, and it was just something
No,
I kinda
that's
just
great,
made
though.
for me. But yeah, so I did, and I do plan to write my own stuff too. I always like to.
So this was almost like a little skin on your own, like a little personal reality show for you, right? I mean, was it?
Yeah.
I mean, you were literally documenting yourself.
Yeah,
Writing a
reenacting.
documentary of yourself.
Yeah, reenacting some of my worst moments, my best moments, and things
Okay.
like that. You know.
Good. Okay. And how did it go over with the kids at school? I bet they probably loved it.
Yeah, it was great. People were very enthusiastic for it. People wanted to be in it, and I got a lot of help. And it
Oh,
was
you
great.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
Including members of your, friends and family too, I guess.
And it was the same camcorder from my mom, so that was cool.
No, that's pretty good being able to, document your own life like that.
Yeah.
And not feel too freaked out about it.
Well, that was kind of part of it. It
Yeah,
was-
you wanted the
Yeah.
anxiety. You wanted, and when you think about it, as we discussed this, it makes me realize having anxiety can give you a rush too. I mean, it can be unsettling, but if you harness it just right, it can be a rush as well. It can feel good. It's like it's almost like, I feel like I'm on pins and needles right now. But you know what? I mean, you can look at it either way. You can say, it's going to do me in, or boy, this is going to cause me to really spark and create something just out of this world. And you obviously have.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
figured it out.
Yeah, I channeled the energy for sure.
Well, if I were to do a documentary in my life, I'd have to say I was almost committed twice. I have attempted suicide. I'm only saying that, and I'm only bringing that up because people do that, and I'm so glad I think I crossed over and I was able to come back. And there's I've had a lot of drama in my life, and I'm not exactly the most popular person in my family either. Nevertheless, I've managed to create something pretty successul.
Absolutely.
So I could do it. But as far as having help, I don't know. I bet people would be too freaked out to want to help me. On the other hand, I never really thought about doing it, but you're kind of almost planting the idea in my head.
Absolutely, and I think that's why I think the movie Wooden Heart, it is about, since these characters want to make this band, it is about not letting your mental illness get in the way of, achieving your dreams and everything. So
Exactly.
so that's great, so I'm glad that it worked out for you.
No, I totally glad.
I wouldn't be sitting here, this is great.
We wouldn't be here.
No.
I wouldn't be here, obviously.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, now going forward, what does, what's on aside from this film that you're going to be doing in the summer? Do you have any other projects going on?
Right now, I am trying to keep my eyes open. Auditionings are just starting to come back.
Okay. Yep, that's true.
Yeah, I'm looking to. I'm also on TikTok, just trying to make little short, funny things.
That's
just to
great.
Kind of keep myself sane and busy.
I'll have to
while
look
waiting.
at some of your TikTok stuff on
Absolutely.
Facebook. So keep shooting it out there.
I will.
All right, tell me about other things. Have you ever done anything in music? Have you ever done anything else, the entertainment, besides your acting? You want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, I played guitar for a little bit.
Okay.
I did. I play ukulele sometimes, just for around the campfire with my friends.
Cool. Okay.
I'm not much. I cannot sing. Everybody in my family, we can act, we can draw. None of us can sing. So,
Okay.
So musically, yeah, I'm not as musically inclined, honestly.
Okay, that's fine. Well, that's what I'm just trying to figure out. What else you've done. In terms, it looks like you keep yourself in pretty good shape.
Thank
you
you.
have a regular workout regimen?
Yeah, I just lost about 26 pounds this past year.
No kidding.
Yeah, that
Good
was.
for you.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I found out chicken fingers don't come from the fingers of chickens, really, and.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've been a vegetarian more than half my life.
Oh wow.
And I would definitely recommend it to anybody.
Yeah.
And I feel pretty darn good right now. The bottom line is, if everyone was a vegetarian, this virus wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what started it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't think people have learned their lesson quite yet. They're still doing the open markets, and even in New York, I heard they're still doing them.
Right.
And I just wish that, people would realize there's a strong message in that event that we we're just finally getting over now.
Yeah.
And I think at some point they will get the message. But but that's great though. I take it but you go to a gym every day, work out.
About every other day, yeah.
Cool.
Well, from August to December, I was running 2 miles every other day.
Wow.
And I was on a strict diet and everything else to.
Not vegan,
get
all
rid of
right?
it. No, it was keto at first, and then it was just a whole grain diet because
Okay.
I had more of a lot of bad habits. It's almost like I was more addicted to junk food than I was like. That was kind of. It was more of just kind of like quitting something, But it was great. And
You had a bunch of vices, you got rid of one at a time.
Yeah.
Well, I always say the best way to get rid of a vice is like a chain. All you got to do, if you do something every day that you shouldn't be doing, break one link, go one day without it, and you can go the rest of your life without it.
Exactly.
I mean, I smoked a lot of marijuana as a teenager. I gave it up. I stopped one day a month before my 20th birthday back on September 2nd, 1979, and that was 42 years ago.
Right.
And I have asthma, so I needed to give it up. That would have been another way I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
my lungs were really getting pretty messed up from the smoking.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, we both have done some 180s. Obviously, yours came a lot quicker than mine have, which is wonderful. But at least, and that's look, going forward, it looks nothing but blessings for you.
Absolutely. I hope the same for you, though. I do.
Well, I'm not worried about it. I feel pretty good.
Good.
Okay, so all right, that's great. So do you do anything else during the? What does your schedule usually look like during the week now?
During the week right now, I also model. And,
Okay, that's great. That's why I'm glad I asked these questions. Go ahead. Tell
That's
me
right,
about
yeah.
modeling.
But the modeling I started a couple of years ago just to kind of help with the acting, to get pictures, to kind of help show me in
Okay.
different looks, different places. And I just got featured for Gamaro magazine back in January.
Cool.
And it was great. It was right after the
Were
appendix.
you on the cover?
I was right on the cover, yeah.
What magazine? Demora?
Gamaro, I can send you it later.
Well, you don't have to send it to me. Send it to a hot girl.
Well, I mean,
But
She
you
won't
can
answer
share it
me.
on my wall if you want, and I'll share it. This guy was on my show.
absolutely. When she
Okay.
answers my calls one day, but I can definitely give you a copy. Absolutely.
Well, okay, but that's wonderful. How long, now, when did you do this?
I did this in January, right when I got back from surgery. I was able to do a
For your
shoot.
appendix?
Yeah, because I was
Wow.
just laying there on a couch for the shoot, and and
You
it
mean
was
so you went
okay.
right from the appendix? Yeah, because that surgery's pretty quick once you heal.
Well, I didn't go right there. I didn't leave the hospital and no. I just kind of recovered for a bit.
Yeah.
Then
I
was
know
able
that.
to.
You can't. You don't just get up from the hospital bed and do modeling.
No, I
Obviously.
mean, it was about 3 days later, but I was
Yeah,
on
that's
good meds.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show.
All right,
We
yeah.
made it go by.
I had a
So
good
what
time.
that's awesome. So what I want you to do in the remaining time is look at that red camera, red light in the camera. It's
Right.
on you. Give shouts out to people. They're going to see the show. You can start with Laurie, and then family members, friends, your mother for the camcorder and everything.
Oh yeah, thanks for the camcorder, Mom. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Forrest, for helping me get that shoot done for the magazine. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, everyone I talked to who's not here right now. And I love you, Shannon Holden.
Was that your sister or your mother?
Oh, it's my older sister,
Oh,
to
cool.
clarify. Yeah,
All right. Well, great job. I hope you had fun with me.
absolutely.
Okay.
Let's do this again sometime.
Well, we could, but what I'm getting at is this: I asked, with Laurie getting you to she recommending you to do my show. If you had fun with me, what I want you to do is to talk to other people, like the people that you mentioned in your films, and maybe I could get them on as guests too. You have my digits; you can have them text me. Because now I've been getting more guests from word of mouth. I get about 98% through Facebook, but I get probably more and more through people that I've had on as guests already. So what I'm suggesting to you is, what I'm asking you to do, if you could, is if you had fun with me, and then once the show is up, we can share it with the world. You just tell all the people that you mentioned tonight that that I'd like to have them on as guests, and I can interview them.
Absolutely.
Like that guy. What's his name? It was David Zagorian.
Zagorski.
Zagorski. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'd like to get him on the show. I know I've seen his
Absolutely.
name. I know he does. He's a pretty darn good film producer out there.
Oh, awesome.
So I'll talk to him, and some of the cast members, fellow cast members, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I got my two sisters. One of my sisters is working as a PA now on film, and my older sister Shannon is more into the behind the scenes stuff.
Well,
so
if they want to come on as guests, get them on too.
absolutely, yeah. No, we're actually all gonna watch it together as soon as this comes up. So
Well, all right. Well, that's awesome. Well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, you did. Again, I want to thank you for coming on here, Connor, and being on my show. And that having been said, are you ready to wrap it up the way we began it with the
think
music?
so.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching Topic Time. Great to be back at Area 58. See you next time. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye. There we go.
there we go. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's it.
I wasn't worried.
You can snap the best. Gotta love that.